Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome back to the US Liberation Services, where it's currently episode 7 and we have just taken one of China's main cities, Taiyuan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, or Taiwan. But we're not quite done with China. As it turns out, they have even more territory down to the south. I am, however, almost done with China. They are starting to become a little bit of a lesser power now. They don't have that many points anymore. They're down to 96.
A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman's birthday, but never remembers her age.
Yeah, words of wisdom from Sean Bean there. Now, this technology, or this civic, allows me to declare wars on multiple different reasons. I can now declare war for someone who's taken over a city-state, for example. Or I can say, hey, would you like an embassy? Something like this. I also get the availability for Machiavellianism. Try that saying about 50 times in a row. I can produce spies a bit faster. And spies is a whole area of Civ that I don't really know too well. But I am going to be working towards getting more spies, because while my +2 there is nice, I'm not going to be focusing on it too much anymore. I want to make sure that I first have the capacity to get some spies, so I know what the other civilizations are up to. As for new civics, anything that helps my army is very, very welcome. I can go for theocracy, which grants me yet another different form of government. It's not one I'm going to be taking, no. I like my 4 slots for military. So let's see what's further down the line. We have colonialism. This gives me industrial era naval units, which I don't quite need. This is where I would like to go. Nationalism. I can get the Grande Armée, which is plus 50% production towards industrial and modern era melee and ranged units, and national identity. Units have 50% less combat strength from reduction when being injured. And there's probably a lot of injuring going to be going around. And there's the last city of China. Zanzibar. This isn't even theirs. This is something that they have captured. So I am more or less on an expedition of liberation here, in order to get Zanzibar returned to its previous owner and return it to being an independent city-state. I'm just going to have to heal up my forces now. This means that some of my guys will take some fire, but I'm not too worried. He's still trying to send out trade delegations. Good man, but I'm still not interested. We also have a galley from
While the
Candy over there.
Colosseum stands,
There we go.
Rome shall stand. When the Colosseum falls, Rome shall fall. When Rome falls, the world shall fall.
With the Colosseum completed, that should help out with my issues of amenities quite a bit. And I hope that, once again, Washington is happy. And yes, they indeed are. They have a +1 amenities right now, and that's exactly what I was looking for. Now, as for our next building, I'm considering what to get. I like to get the industrial zone to boost the production capability that Washington has, but there are quite some other wonders that I could go for. Terracotta Army will give all of my units a promotion. It doesn't do that much otherwise, because while archaeologists are interesting, I don't really focus on culture that much. But all of my units gaining a promotion? Maybe. The other one is Mont Saint-Michel. All apostles you create gain the martyr ability, in addition to a second ability that you chose normally. Must be built on floodplains or marsh. I don't intend to be using these. So for now, let's go for a bank and boost the commercial production of that city instead. We also have the production in New York complete, which is now also quite happy at 42, or correction, at +2 amenities. So there too, we're going to be building a bank. And as for Xi'an, you don't have that much production, you do have a decent amount of food. So this is going to help out with both, building them out a little further. As for my trader, it is done in Nidaros. And I will still like to get more production here, because that wonder, the Great Zimbabwe, is still not anywhere near completion. I believe that Washington, with its +3, is the only real interesting production area that can help out. There we go, 14 turns now. Alright, let's start moving up the rest of my forces. I hope I can get everyone there in time. That's going to be a challenge. These, unfortunately, no longer... Yeah, they still have one shot. I stand corrected. They still have one shot. We're just going to have to break down these guys again. And wait for the walking regiment, which is fully healed up, to actually be the one taking over the town. Because that is not something that the archers can do. And coming to think of it, it is a bit unusual to have only one actual direct action unit and the rest being archers. I mean, it works amazingly well, but I believe that there are different ways that that can be done. So I will need to focus on getting more actual military units involved. He's still trying to make peace. It is still not going to happen. We need to actually, and this is the actual liberation version, we need to liberate Zanzibar. He took that, and that is not his, so we're going to come in as the true US liberators that we are, and just make sure that Zanzibar is actually going to be returning to an independent state. Before that happens, we're first going to have to kick out China. And I do find it rather... how should we put this? I think it's a sort of poetic justice that Zanzibar, which is a captured territory, is the last one that I'm going to kick him out of. As a sort of big, last, fuck you, get out of this gameplay. Anyway, Cincinnati is done. It is struggling with housing. It does not have enough housing, so if I can get some housing done, that would really help out. I just don't have that many buildings that can provide housing yet. An aqueduct would be nice, but there are no suitable locations. An aqueduct would import water and provide 6 housing if the town doesn't have fresh water. So I would love to build one, but there is no suitable building location. Theater Square, I don't really need to go for a cultural victory. Maybe an industrial zone. Or an encampment. I'm gonna go for an industrial zone. And where do we put that one? Right there. Next town needs production, Manaus. We can still not exactly repair the holy site for some reason. I don't know why, but it just won't let me repair it. It won't let me click it. So instead, let's go for the university and build some more research. Chengdu, my new town over here, has completed the granary, and I'm now going to require a builder. It's going to take 40 turns. Okay then. 40 turns? Just to get one builder? That's painful. In the meanwhile, we still have Scythia walking around with warriors. They have apparently never been upgraded, which is, of course, not really going to help them. We have Toronto over here. What exactly do they want? Because I know that they have... Actually, have they declared war on me? Toronto? Yep, I am at war with Toronto. Can we make peace? Peace possible in 2 turns. Yeah, I think that by then, your overlord, which is the one that is directing this whole war, China, will no longer be there. Let's see, plus 10 combat strength when occupying a district or fort, or when defending versus city attacks. I think that's going to be more effective. Production for Charleston. Charleston apparently already has a granary, so that's nice. Let's focus you on food. And as for the next building, there is a bit of food everywhere. Let's go for an industrial lot. Yes, there. You guys need orders. Yes, we're gonna give you those next turn. Oh, we can already take it. Oh, perfect.
寡人未曾料及，而言非也。
See ya, China. Liberation completed. Now the question is, do I want to keep the city? No, I want to liberate it. I want to return it to the founder of Zanzibar, which is going to reduce my warmonger penalties, and it should also turn this city basically instantly friendly to me. There we go. I immediately get no envoys. Hang on. Oh, correction, this is Toronto I'm looking at. We were talking about Zanzibar. Zanzibar is part of Toronto? I think the game is a bit confused. Tell me how this works. This is the terrain that's owned by Zanzibar, but Zanzibar is no longer realized or recognized as an individual city-state for some reason. So I don't really understand what's going on there. At least we have no longer a war situation with Toronto, so that's good. And I would like to send some envoys there, because they no longer have anyone influencing them. Correction, they still have Scythia. I was hoping to get a quick production boost from them. Alright, so next stop is going to be Scythia. She doesn't know it yet, we're not at war, but it's gonna happen.
All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told.
Plus 1 gold from each of your envoys at city-states, plus 100% theater district adjacency, or with... No, I don't have any of those. Never mind that. You guys, I need you to heal up. What? I have 2 on this tile? How does that work? I've got both the Walking Blazers and the Black Blazers on this one. Okay. Well, let's explore some more. Unit needs orders. Yeah, we're gonna just have to wait 1 turn for you. Yeah. Not gonna happen. So with all of Scythia's warriors on this end, I think that we're going to find her area exactly right here. Exactly where I was expecting it. It is going to take some time before my military units arrive, and I hope that they're going to be up to the job, but with musketmen against a bunch of warriors, I am not particularly worried. Oh, the walking regiment can get a promotion. I should look into that. What do you get? Elite Guard, plus 1 additional attack per turn if movement allows, can move after attacking. This is very, very handy. 2 attacks, you never know when that can come in useful. And I get, yes, once again, a great general. This is El Cid. And let's have a look at El Cid in a minute as we're done directing all of these military units. Moving up. El Cid. What do you have? Passive ability. Oh, bonuses to medieval and Renaissance era units. This general, medieval and Renaissance. Okay, so he is still valid. I was worried that his bonus, as one of you pointed out, might be specifically located in one era, but it's not the case. This is forming a corps out of a military land unit. It's not a corps, as I initially expected, it's a corps, so it's a larger version of a specific group. I could use that and turn that infantry unit into a larger group, so that might be an interesting thing to do and boost that military unit significantly. I mean, this is one of the best units that I have. So let's send him over to Xi'an, where he's going to be quite close to the other forces. Shut up. I will govern my people as I see fit, and otherwise I'm going to have to do some deliberation on your end.
Is to attack a city. Siege of a city is only done as a last resort.
We get Renaissance walls and a fort. Occupying units receive plus 4 defense strength and automatically gain 2 turns of fortification. That is very handy when you're fighting a defensive war, but I am not such a general. I like to go on the offensive. Alright, Cid. Get over here. Production in Boston is completed. The entertainment complex is done. Boston is now happy once again. And it's time to focus on another area or another type of district. I'm going to have a +2 here. More production. I still need to upgrade some units, by the way. I'm still looking at archers here. That is bordering on criminal negligence. Okay, this trader, I'm going to transfer you to that town which was barely growing, if at all. I believe that is Charleston. Blazers. How big exactly is your territory? Hold on, I need you to link up. And I need you guys to push forward as well. Scythia is one of the stronger powers currently. It had, correction, Rome is one of the stronger powers. It has 185 points versus 87 for Scythia. So with that, Scythia shouldn't really be that much of a force to be reckoned with. It should be a pretty easy pushover. And I cannot quite afford that, but look at the amount of income that I have. 41 per turn. Now we're getting somewhere. Moving up. For some reason Jerusalem hasn't invented anything beyond just simple clubs either. Your troops tread too close to my borders. I hope it's just to view our picturesque countryside. No. We are here to liberate your forces. I really wonder when Seneca, or where are you? Sorry, Trajanus has enough of my warmongering and is going to actively involve himself. So when he's going to actively join this war. But for now, he does not seem to be interested in that at all. He probably is going to give me another warmonger penalty. But I'm not too worried about that. Yep, he's unfriendly. There it is. Okay. Before we move up, I want to turn this guy into a core. Let's see what that exactly does. 55 melee strength currently. And turn it into a core. 65 melee strength. And presumably more hit points than they had before. We do have some targets nearby. Unfortunately, I cannot quite fire at them because there's a bit of a tree side in the way. A tree side. Really? A forest is what we call that. Warriors all over the place. These are the toughest warriors you have, but these can be one-shotted. Time to move up a bit and get ready to fire. Is that a holy site? It's a kurgan. It's presumably a specialized building for them. Can my core still move? Yep. Whoa! Pokrovka. Not very heavily defended, and it does have a settler. Look at that. Even with full walls, I can still get a major victory. That is quite impressive. Now the question is, where are we gonna go? This is a commercial hub. I was worried that it was going to be a military district.
We are, by the grace of God, Victoria, Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland.
Wasn't expecting
soon,
you here, Victoria.
Dare I say, the Empire.
Okay. It's an honor to meet you. But we cannot give you information about where my capital is or isn't. That information is classified. As for world rankings, where does she sit? 127. Not a threat. Hold. My archers can still fire. They get a promotion? Okay. So let's give you that promotion then. As for you, you guys have more attacks than I generally know what to do with. I am putting Jerusalem in a bit of a tough spot, possibly, because I believe that I am the suzerain for Jerusalem, which means they are under my control. Yep. And with that, they are basically going to be immediately invaded by the forces from Scythia. Yes, they are damn old, but they're still forces. And they could be quite annoying in that sense. Yep, here's a denouncement from Trajan. I think you're a warmonger. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm a liberator. That's how I prefer to see myself. Battering ram, there we go. That is an assault from Scythia directly into Jerusalem. Jerusalem is not having any of that. But seriously, they need to upgrade their warriors because this
The pen
is
might not be
1130
mightier than the
AD.
sword, but may...
Which means that you guys are terribly outdated. Talking about outdated, I can pretty easily wipe out these forces for basically getting in the way. You. This is not a fair fight. But then again, when in war you don't usually pick fair fights. There's one of them down. My archers, or my crossbowmen, should be able to take out the rest of them. I still have 2 shots after all. One down. Ah, it's a missionary. That's how I made contact with Britain. Baltimore. You're done with trading. And your growth can still use a boost. So let's find the biggest one. That's going to be Manaus. +6. Begin the route. Choosing production in Washington. They have completed, I believe, not in fact the Colosseum, but the bank, meaning I get even more income. I can build the Forbidden City, +5 culture, which really is not terribly interesting, but the upgrade that you get, the +1 wildcard slot, is very interesting. It is just going to take me a long time to get it done. 34 turns is too long as far as I'm concerned. So instead I'm going to be building further musketmen. Xi'an, keep developing yourself. We have an envoy available. We actually have 2 envoys available. And I want to start building towards Toronto because I like bonuses in every industrial district when producing wonders, buildings and districts. So let's start working towards that. We will have nothing to do with your administration. You are hereby denounced. Well, you're fast to think that. And wrong. I'm not a warmonger, I'm a liberator. I'm here to help these people develop themselves. You got this all backwards. We're not here to hurt anybody. Unfortunately, that's not quite in range. There's a forest in the way. Let's start taking down Pokrovka. Or Pokrovka. Quite a decent amount of defense damage there. These guys barely take a scratch when they attack. Okay. Hit him. Impressive. I like it. You. Take out this one before he comes after my catapult. I wouldn't like that. We have some problems. Cincinnati needs more housing. We also have amenities required in Rio de Janeiro, as well as Chengdu. Chengdu is on -1. Rio de Janeiro is on -2, but they are almost done building an arena, so they shouldn't be complaining for much longer. And you... First you denounce me, and then you tell me you want a deal? Yeah. That's not going to happen, especially if you're demanding military resources. That is absolutely not going to be happening.
King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all she desired and asked for, besides what he had given her out of his royal bounty. So she turned and went to her own country, she and her servants.
This is a very, very effective wonder. It's going to boost my gold income significantly. And that's exactly what I need if I want to upgrade more units. There we go, we're at a +60, which is probably still not too high, but for me it's not too shabby. There, I can get a great engineer and a great merchant. I'll have both, please. As for the attack, let's continue putting pressure onto this town. Basically, I hope to be able to take it in 2 turns. Something like that. There's just downright nothing left of that city. This is what you get if you don't upgrade your forces in time. I'm engaging spearmen with musketmen. decisive victory. This is ridiculously quickly. This was just some sort of blitzkrieg. I took it in 2 to 3 turns. What? That was your last city? Oh, sunshine, have you made a mistake? Why did you not build a second city? We are 176 turns into this game. How could you not have built a second city? I'm sorry, but that one's on you. Right, we got tea, we got rice, we got cattle here, coffee, stone. This is a nice bit of territory that you got there. And we have legionnaires coming at me now. As for Nidros, you are done with the commercial district, so let's build a bank. And as for Pokrovka, we need some repairs. Get the granary fixed, get these guys healed up. And over here we have my great merchant. His ability, gain 2 envoys, and gain 200 gold. I find these to be a bit underwhelming. These great merchants. I don't think that they're that good. But hey, it's 200 gold, so who am I to complain? As for my great engineer, what can you do? Lets this city build 1 more district than the population limit allows. That's not too bad. Where am I going to build that? Washington still has quite a bit of room. So let's beam you over to the other city and implement that bonus there. Why is Washington dying? There we go, now it's growing again. As for my envoys, we're going to continue pushing on Toronto. Civilization has a good relationship with the city-state. It does not declare war on you unless it has a foreign suzerain that does so. Alright. An even further production bonus from the districts. Industrial districts. Oh dear. Declares a surprise war against you. This is going to get a lot more interesting now. Because
you must not
while the rest of the forces are a bit of a pushover, Rome isn't.
Humanity is like an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does...
Okay. Where are the Romans? Because they're definitely coming this way. It's just a question of when. As for Rio, Rio is happy again. So that is nice. I will not have them build anything. That's going to take way too long. So let's get a commercial hub done. And they were already working on the commercial hub when I told them to go work on something else. Catapults. I'm going to first upgrade you to a bombard. Which, holy, look at the caliber of that unit. Bloody hell. Now, my dear Romans, where exactly do you originate? Because that can be a significant importance as to where I need to direct my own military units. Also, I will need to buy a defensive unit for Pokrovka. And they are they affordable? No. 720 gold for a crossbowman? You must think I'm rich. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not. But I can buy a trader. And traders can help indirectly. As for the settler, I liberated a settler when I took over Pokrovka here. And I could take up position here. I don't really see any other strategically important areas, so let's go here and work on a town there. You use that bonus. Allow me to build 1 more district there. And then I want to be able to fire at these guys. Look at that, even the barbarians are more advanced than a city-state's units. A city-state at least sounds like something that's controlled, like it has order. But apparently their scientific units are not quite in order. Here come the legionnaires. Are they really coming in with just 1 unit? Oh, no they're not. They're about to approach Baltimore. I need to start defending this town. And I need to be quick about it. Because Baltimore cannot stand for very long against an onslaught like that. Cincinnati is not capable of firing yet. I could rush my unit over to Baltimore, but then Cincinnati would be undefended. Okay, so the threat is coming from somewhere over here. At least that's where they started. I'm gonna murder some legionnaires. And I want you to fortify. The others, we're gonna try and rush home in order to defend that area. You, again, rush out. Get home ASAP. This one, promoted. Combat strength against naval units or can attack after moving. This is useful. I'll have some of that. As for Pokrovka, let's get it some ancient walls. They're not fantastic, but at least there's something. And I could use a bit more production. So we're going to set up a trade route to Xi'an. There we go, now they're done in 7 turns. I am very, very concerned about Baltimore. I don't think I can change the production for Baltimore in time in order to get more defensive units. Cincinnati, Washington... Anything I can pump out in a turn or two? Spearman. Yeah. About that. I can, however, boost production. 5 turns, it's going to be shrinking a bit, but... Well... I can live with that. Boston. I need your unit to also join in. We have a defensive unit in Manaus, which is... Oh, never mind, that's Vilnius. I thought that was the enemy, but it's not quite the enemy. Okay. As for Cincinnati, they're not likely to be able to charge in one go. Oh, do I try to take the city, or do I just hold on Cincinnati? Yeah, we're gonna hold on to Cincinnati. I am gonna be pillaged quite a lot. But these military units, they're just chariots, they're scouts even. Show me what you're gonna do. They're definitely pushing. But they haven't... Have they done any damage? Jerusalem declared war on Toronto. Toronto declared war on America. And Toronto declared war on Jerusalem. Great. Right. Time to start shooting shit. Starting off with this guy. Baltimore, unfortunately, cannot fire. Shit, these were archers in Manaus? Oh dearie. Okay. Push up, faster please. Get back home and heal up. These guys can still move. They got a lot of movement in them. Bombard unit. I don't really want to leave Pokrovka undefended, but I don't really have that much of a choice. I need my units there ASAP. Baltimore's taken a bit of damage. It's nothing too severe yet. And I am defending it with musketmen versus, well, let's say, significantly inferior units. Rome has pillaged an enemy farm with a heavy chariot. Yeah, that's mine, silly. Really? San Francisco, okay. Fortunately, we are rapidly approaching my own area here. So I should be able to provide support in a turn or two. As for the other group, I want to start pushing south. San Francisco, get to work on a granary. The archery unit. Get into the district. You can't fire? Shit, there's the tree line in the way. Okay, that makes sense. I can promote these, but I need their firepower. I need their damage output, not so much their promotion. There should be a road here. Yeah, just didn't do enough. Hold there. Fire at these. These can actually do quite a bit of harm to the city. There we go. How expensive is it to buy walls? Purchase. I cannot buy a structure. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, well, this is where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to make it a bit of a cliffhanger, although, well, I think I'll be able to withstand this initial Roman invasion. Make sure that my cities don't get taken over by the Romans, and then start kicking the Romans back to where they came from. But that's going to happen in 2 days' time in the next episode. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more Civilization 6.